Listen, y'all. I just love that beat, honey. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm winding down now, you guys. And I was like, you know what? I totally forgot. I didn't forget, but I was like, there was something I was going to do on Friday. But I'm like, it would make sense to actually start it on Friday and work it up until closer to St. Patty's Day. And so, yeah, the title video says Love Ritual. You guys, I was gifted. Shout out to my people out there. I told you I have, friends who own their own spiritual botanica down there in Bakersfield, California. Who you doing? And yeah, we basically went to Bakersfield and I got to see, their tea and we were gifted some beautiful gifts, y'all. Beautiful candles, and I'm like, I listen, let me tell you this. At this point in my life, there are things that we're trying to accomplish that being in a relationship would just be, it'll be some extra shit. And girl, when we get into that, you have to give that a lot. You have to give that your all. And so I'm not going to benefit from, for myself, these candles. And I'll actually show you guys what these candles look like tomorrow. But we got quite a few. But I'm only going to do 3 because I'm like, you know what? Down the line, these are 3 rituals that I'm always getting. People are either doing love work, protection work, or healing work, right? These are the 3 most requested caseworks. And so I am giving away, well, not giving away, but 3 people, right? You have opportunity on Friday, February the 14th, which is Valentine's Day. And of course, we'll probably do a little bit of, well, I got something planned for y'all. But we'll be working with that love energy, that Venus energy, with a little bit of Mars and Saturn tea without getting into too much. And so 3 people, they'll be they'll be able to send me an email, state that they want to get into the ritual. And of course, tomorrow when we come back, you check out the blogs by twospiritmedicine.blogspot.com. It goes over the pricing of the levels of work, right? I'm going to call this a real deep ritual, right? We're doing deep work. And like I'll come tomorrow, later today, and we'll go over a little bit, more details. But literally, I was doing my laundry, finishing my last one. I was like, oh my God, wait a minute. Why not start it on Friday instead of announcing that we're offering it on Friday? Then some people, they get it delayed. And then Monday they'll, hit me up, which is not a problem. But why not start it on Friday, right? We already have the supplies. People just be sending over their payment and we'll be jumping right on it. So yeah, any type of love work, if you're trying to, rekindle, if you're trying to add passion, if you're trying to find a new lover, this is all right. This is a multi-purpose love ritual that's being offered. Even going into self-love, right? This can all fall into that line. So just, once again, I didn't put it on the blog spot. Just look for, come back later and we'll drop the detail. Then of course you will have, from then up until, Friday. And hell, if 2 people or 1 person sign up Friday, if nobody sign up by Friday, maybe you have until Monday to sign up. That's how we'll do that. I know it's last minute, but like I said, I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting here doing laundry, kind of organizing my stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I got these 2 boxes of these love candles. And I'm like, oh my God, my people. Oh my God. No, let's do it now. Let's get out now. Now, going into this as well, okay, there's a reason why, and I always tell y'all this, right? Going into the cycle, right? 3 to 6 month cycle. You guys, I have been doing energetic work, okay, for myself, right? Because, baby, if you're going to say you're a healer, heal yourself, heal thyself, right? If you're going to say, I was looking at something a couple of days ago where there's somebody that came out with like a cookbook, a health cookbook. And I'm sitting here looking at this, individual, and I'm just like, girl, you're giving a cookbook on changing people's lives, getting people's life on check. I've never seen any type of promotion of product, from this individual. I never seen you, giving us an example of you taking something and something happening or showing blood results, whatever the case, whatever element you're dealing with, and showing proof that you have healed it, that you've changed it somehow, some way with your own workings, right? And so I was just a little confused, like, damn, hold on. So anyway, so going into that, there's a formula, y'all, because I want to get into that. I was going into, knowing what you know, and you got to utilize it on yourself first so you can actually go out and help other people. So I have figured out that there is a formula to manifesting, right? And regardless of what level of manifestation you're trying to manifest, there's a level to that. So we know that 360 degrees completes a full circle. And we know that everything deals with circle, encasing, right? Surrounding, um, you know, creating, forming, right? Everything deals with this. Yeah. And I was going somewhere with that, but maybe we're not going to get too deep into that. Going into this formula, there's a time, yeah, I'm sitting here talking to y'all, and my turtle's just over here just listening. Yes, y'all. Red ear, red box, I think that's what they're called. Red ear sliders. Listen, red ear snappers, snapping turtle. It's something like that, y'all. Tiny Bit and Big Bertha. That's what I call them. Either way, they can hear your voice. The owners, they know the owner voice. So I'm sitting here talking to y'all and I'm watching, and Big Bertha is just like, girl, her neck is extended all the way out, and she's listening like, what the hell is this bitch over here talking about? So either way, there's a formula, y'all, to manifesting, right? There's a formula of manifesting. And I figured this out through, of course, trial and error. And of course, every situation is different. But going into cycles and 2 months and 1 month, and the whole purpose of working in cycles, lunar cycles, seasonal cycles, right? Depends on what it is you're trying to manifest. You're going to go in seasons. You're going to go in time frames. When it comes into the days, when it comes into the seasons, summer, spring, fall, winter, all these things have a purpose, and all of these things bring about different energy, and these energies are going to help you to be propelled into another level, right? To elevate, to have some type of shift in your life. And so even going into emergency work is where we do things outside of the norm, or we do things outside of the season, and we still get results. Now I will say this, on a continuous basis, emergency work will not be effective. Meaning that if certain work is best done on a Sunday, let's keep it simple. If a certain work is best done on a Sunday, and you decide to work it on a Wednesday, because maybe that's the day you have, free time. Maybe that's the day that you're able to get your supplies. Yeah. One time it may manifest. 2 times, okay, and we're not going to say may. One time it will manifest. Maybe 2 times it could manifest. But getting to 3, 4, 5, you're constantly working outside of the normal time frame, the normal season, the normal cycle to manifest certain work. This is where you're going to create some type of blockage, and it's not going to, manifest. Also going into that too, before I be done, because the main reason is coming here about the love rituals, but when we sit here and we talk about shit, other shit come up. Going into this as well, I was having a discussion with one of my sisters. We were talking about energy work. And something that she brought up, and I always feel that some people ask me questions. I feel like a lot of people may have these same questions. And so this, not all the time, but sometimes I will come forward and I'm like, let me get on my YouTube and let me discuss this, because it's the only platform that I really, get on and discuss spiritual teas on. And so either way, and girl, y'all call me late, behind, I don't care. Girl, those other platforms I'm not a fan of. Anyway, outside of Biga. So she did not understand that when you're doing work, energetic work, that you should not have those punks in your house. I'm joking. That brought me back to the Kaya and T.S. Madison tea. But she did not realize that, and well, I'm not gonna say she should have because we talked about this before, and maybe she just it kind of went over, over her head. But she forgot, or she did not obtain the memo of when you're doing energetic work, no one in your home, no one should be coming into your home unless of course they absolutely have to. Say of course there's an emergency and somehow some way you live in an apartment, or somebody has to go, like that would be the only exception. But to openly and willingly do energetic work, whether it's visible or not, you should not have other people's energy in that space. I think a lot of people forget that in the ancient times when magic was practiced, and even going into the Bible kind of took a little bit of this, you know, piece. Even going into like the indigenous people, going into the teepees, going into the sweat lounges, and just meditating, separating themselves from the general public, the general, family, the general tribe. Um, I think that people forgot that there's supposed to be a sacred space for you to deal with your spiritual tea, whether it is a prayer room, whether it is a sanctuary. I consider my whole house my sanctuary. A temple. There's a place that you go that is not accessible to outside energies, right? And even going into the ancient arts of people creating circles, they're casting circles, magical circles to, be able to conjure energy safely without outer influences, without Is it on? Okay, it's on. Okay. Girl, the tablet died. That's what I get for not plugging a bitch in. But either way, in the ancient times, the witches, the sorcerers, the sorceress, they created a magic circle to protect them from outer influence. Because now this is the tea that a lot of y'all be forgetting. When you're doing spiritual work, you're opening yourself up for things to come through. When you're doing spiritual work, on no matter what level you're doing it on, you're opening yourself up for things to come through. This is why we protect ourselves. We protect the areas that we're working in. So the idea that my house is a protected place that I have guards up for, and I'm gonna let you in, and you're going to be marinating in this energy, or or bringing your energy in here, it's a no-no. The only exceptions that it would be to let people in, because of course, it was brought up about the botanicas. You go to the botanicas, they got their candles lit, or you go to these spiritual shops, they got their candles and stuff lit. Well, this stuff is to bring in clients. So everyone who walks into these botanicas are part of the ritual. So this is how they're able to, come in and not really throw off the practitioner or the purpose of the work. So the only time that people are allowed around the work, or in the same house as the work, or in the same space as the work, and of course this is an exception to mothers who have children, because they're going into conscious, aware adults, right? People who are, able to consent, right? And of course, we won't get into all that, because we're going to say, well, what does that mean? We won't get into that. But, unless the work is being done on them, or they're part of the work, they should not be around that. And so even when I brought this up to my sister, she was jokingly, because I'm like, girl, we never talked about candle colors and stuff. She was like, yeah, I remember one time you couldn't handle, a purple candle. And I was like, I couldn't handle none of this shit. Okay. Going into spaces where people are lighting candles, I can feel that shit. And I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. Okay. And I don't know, it's because I know energy. So, walking into that, I'm like, okay. And that's something too. I could pick up energy, so bitch, I can go in there and be like, okay, I know what they're doing workings on. And I keep my workings to myself. Like I said, unless you are a part of my work, or we're doing the work together, bitch, I'm not about to walk you through the work I'm doing, or let you be a part of it. Where I'm like, yeah, at 2 o'clock, I started doing my work. By 4 a.m., blah, blah, blah. No, we're not doing a rundown on that. Okay. And so, like I said, it's very, uncomfortable. And it was a very weird feeling. And so she was like, I didn't know that. I thought as long as you're not in the same room. No, baby, it's in the whole space. Unless, of course, once again, there's an emergency, or if the people are part of the work. But under no circumstances should you ever let anybody in the same space that you're doing works, like I said, unless there's an important reason, and B, you never discuss the works that you do. Now, of course, years ago, I've seen basic ass witches, over here talking about they're doing rituals and shit, living in the projects, sleeping on people's couch and shit in the basement and all that. Girl, getting high and shit because they can't cope with society. Talk about, I don't see anything wrong with doing a ritual and telling people what you're doing and blah, say, blah, say, blah, say, blah. And I'm like, but that's your problem now. That's why you're not manifesting to a certain level. You still got roommates at 40 years old. You're still in that state of not really being fully, independent, because there's some type of blockage going on there that you're not releasing, that you're not letting go, you're not lifting up. And so even going into that, one of them could be because you're talking too much. You're telling people what you're doing. Everybody got to know you do work. Oh, I got to go get my candles. Oh, I got to get prepared. No, baby, just get prepared for it. You don't got to tell people what you're about to do. Because like I tell y'all, when I'm doing work, I keep my distance from people. And when people tell me they're doing work, I really try to keep my distance as well. Because baby, I don't want you to throw off my energy, and I'm not trying to throw off your energy. I want you to be focused on what you're trying to manifest. Because magic is your mind. Okay. So that's pretty much it, y'all. Yes, honey. love ritual for Friday. Like, so I'll be coming back later today showing y'all the candles, a few of them. Okay. And then, of course, if that, if you need that to be, hey, this is what we're doing. And then, of course, we'll get into the prices and all that as well. And of course, like I said, you have all weekend to get into that. I'm only doing it for 3 people now. So yeah. And then, of course, going into energy, keep your energy straight, keeping people out of space that they don't have to be in. And that's that. It's kind of like you're not going to be discussing plumbing work with a lawyer, right? Unless it's his plumbing work that you're doing. Am I correct or am I not correct? I'm always open to be corrected and told different. Listen, educate me. Okay, hello. Okay, you're not going to be discussing legal matters with a school teacher. Okay, unless of course they got background, but see, you don't know that. You coming into it, you don't know what that teacher got on. You're not going to sit here and be asking for legal advice from a school teacher, right? You go to what it is, and you have discussion with people, in that same area. The same thing with this. You're not going to be, allowing people's energy to dictate what it is that you're working on. You're not going to bring them into your space. You're not going to be discussing with them anything. And I'm going to say this too, as humans, it's very rare that you find human beings that are not jealous and hateful of the next person. It's very rare. And I would like to think I'm one of those people. Because baby, I'm not jealous or hateful about anything that any human have because I feel like I truly can have whatever it is that you have. If I wanted it, I feel like I can get it too. I digress. But if you are able to have any type of, because you be catching people's tea, y'all. And I know I'm not the only one. But you be catching people's tea and they probably don't mean no harm from it, but their little sly remarks be like, oh bitch, you a hating ass bitch. So I gotta watch what I tell you. I gotta watch what I do around you because you're a little hateful one. Just some examples. People will say little sly shit. You'll be like, hey, I want to go on Monday and I want to do a this would be a good example. You currently have a car, you owe car payments on it. You talk to someone privately, a car dealer, and they said they're willing to take over the payments and give you a newer car. You then is kind of contemplating, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? You then call your friend, your sister, your mother, someone who's, a support, team, one of your support members, and you tell them what you're going to do. And the first thing they do is be like, what? Is that financially smart? Or, and mind you, you didn't ask them for no money. Mind you, they don't pay, they don't pay your bills, but they'll just try to like beat you down for it. Right? That's one example of haters, jealousy, bitterness. Even going along the lines of sometimes people blurt things out and they don't know they're blurting it out. There's times where people will be doing money rituals and you will get a check unexpectedly or you will get an increase of something. And they'll be like, wait a minute, did the work I do affect you too? Because I did work on money. I haven't seen my work come in, but you're getting shit too. And it's like, or maybe I'm just doing work on myself and just so happen I'm manifesting with the work I'm doing. Like, why are you giving yourself the credit if you weren't a part of the work? So that's another hateful, jealous thing. And just along those lines, where people be like, yeah, it's crazy that I'm doing work on this. Cause like I said, I don't discuss the work I do. Okay. Sometimes I'll catch myself because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do some work on this, day, and that way. I catch myself. But 9 times 10, I don't discuss what I'm going to do. But I've told people before, hey, for some reason, this was happening a lot. I went here and this happened. And they'll be like, oh, fuck no. So is the work I'm doing, is it rubbing off on you? Because what I did my work on, you're like telling me as if I did the work for you. And it's like, oh, you a hateful ass bitch. You jealous. Oh, you a hater. Oh, why, are you saying I'm not worthy of getting getting what you're asking for? because I didn't know what you were asking for. We never had that discussion. And although I'm in tuned, although I am able to tap in, I'm not a nosy spiritualist. I'm not just walking around hoping that spirits come to me and I get insight on people and things. That's not me, babe. That would be, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bitch. That's how you lose your that's how you lose your mind. That's how you become very insane. I'm not that girl. But now if I need to tap in, and I don't know why would I tap in on what you're doing when I got my own business to be worrying about? Bitch, there's 24 hours in a day, 12 hours to my mind, and 12 hours to stay out of yours. Unless you pay. TwoSpiritMystic.blogspot.com. So that's why I'm like, yeah, girl, people be hating. So you gotta watch. Another thing as a side, someone called somebody their best friend, sister. They've been best friends for like 30 something years. Someone I actually know. And the friend started acting a little funny. And so the friend got upset because I guess one of the persons, we're going to say A and B, we're going to use the A and B story again. Different people, but A and B. So B and A both been working the same type of jobs, warehouse. They've been doing warehouse work all these years. And, A is close to retiring. Well, they still got like 10 years. But B still got like 20 years. But either way, maybe even like 15, because they're not that far in age. But A decided to go to school behind the scenes. And A was advised by somebody else to say, don't tell people what you're doing, because they're going to try to get in the way of your studies so that you don't become, what it is you're trying to become. Don't tell nobody what you got working on until you actually get it. So what ended up happening is A ended up getting her, certificate and license and also the good shit. And she decided to, come out and tell people, hey, I'm going to be switching my career out. I'm now going to be making, $32 an hour, blah, 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 blah. And the so-called friend, the so-called sister was like, what? You didn't tell me this. Where did you go? Wait, you went to school for what? Of course, A tells B what she went to school for. B was like, now B kind of let this be known it was B all along. Okay. B kind of said things like, but I feel like that's going to be too much on you. I feel like that you're going to be stressed out. I feel like your life is going to be this, your life's going to be that. Long story short, A was getting some type of benefits. And once she leveled up, she had to completely, dissolve these benefits. Now, B is the only one that knew outside of the other person who advised A on what to do, that knew what A was doing. Nobody else knew. It was just A, this advisor, and it was God. Okay. And then now B knows what's going on. And B was the third or fourth to know before everybody else knew. Mysteriously, in this transitional period, B reached out. And it had to be B. Now, mind you, B come across loving, respectful. Ooh, hey, ooh, this, I got her back. She needs something. I'm right there for whatever. This is how B gives. But I knew there was something a little fishy and fake with B. I knew B was a little fake ass bitch. But perfect fitting too. I knew she was a little funny ass bitch. And I told A, I said, you gotta watch this bitch. Because she gives me a sniper. She's built like a sniper. She looked like a sniper. And the motherfucking energy gives it that. Because you gotta, as a sniper, you gotta sneak up on your motherfucking the person you gonna snipe. You gotta sneak up on them. I've been watching these military movies, bitch. I know what I'm talking about. Long story short, B reached out to the program director of these benefits that A was getting, because she was under a certain bracket. And what ended up happening was somebody anonymously, 2 days after A tells B, and only B knew this, that they received an anonymous call that A was trying to level up, and now we got to do a audit. We need to see all your funds. We need to have access to your bank accounts. We need to see what's going on, because somebody anonymously called and said that your income is changing and that you need to be cut off now. Now, of course, I'm like, it's B that did it. How ironic is it? And then of course, A is like, well, no, sometimes B be talking to me around other people. Bingo. Sometimes B will have somebody on three-way. Bingo. Do she tell you? No, she doesn't. So this is already a gutter butt sniping ass bitch anyway. Because at the end of the day, why does she need to be talking to you with other people? Because see, I'm not that girl. If I call your phone and I hear you talking to people around you, baby, I'm gonna say, let me call you back and let's talk another time. I'm not discussing any of my business with you with other people around because now if it gets out, I don't know who got it. I don't know how it got out. It could have been you or the people in your background. I can't see who's in your background because you're not gonna tell me that anyway. So that's what this has come down to. And so, um, praise God that, everything checked out. But A was like, who do you think this could be? And I'm like, I mean, well, common sense tell me it was B. Common sense tell me it was B. Now, spiritually speaking, it's B. Common sense wise, it's B. Who else would have done it? Because, bitch, everybody, girl. So that's what made me say, and this was years ago, y'all, where I say, I don't put nothing past anyone. Baby, you got teeth, you could bite. If you got a mouth, you can talk. If you can walk, if you got legs, you can fucking walk. If you got hands, you can swing. Bitch, I don't trust near hoe. Respectfully, excuse me. I don't trust near person, male or female, in between or otherwise stated. If they can walk, talk, move, girl, they got teeth. Listen, I wouldn't trust my food around you. I wouldn't, bitch, listen. If you're able to, you just might do it. And that's my tea. If you're able to, you just might do it. And so I'm always looking at people with one eye, regardless of what eye, and we call it a chameleon. Girl, they say Gemini's are chameleons anyway, right? Hello, girl. And their eyes go everywhere. One eye looking at you, bitch, and my other eyes is, doing what it needs to do. Don't think I ever take my eye off because I'm always looking at your motherfucking ass. And that's anybody out there. If you're a friend, if it's someone close to me, my eyes always on you. They said his eyes is on a sparrow. My eyes is on your motherfucking ass. Bitch, ow! Because I know you're capable. Okay? And trust is motherfucking earned. But like I said, I know that it's a human trait to be jealous. They go back to the story of Cain and Abel. I know it's human nature to be hateful, especially when you don't know. I think that um, lacking of fear of of the unknown, the lack of knowing something, it brings out emotions in people. And so I'm already like, yeah, babe, I don't want to have to uppercut you in a certain situation. I don't want to have to end our friendship or end our connections because you're getting crazy. So I'd rather not just tell you anything and then let you figure it out. Okay, but you're not controlling me. Girl, I've been nothing two people trying to get into your life and try to control you too. Well, why you didn't tell me? Why you didn't tell me you went on a date? Why I have to tell you? Why I have to tell you? Well, just in case you got in, just in case something went down. Oh, baby, I'm not stupid. I'm not. I don't get digmatized. I don't get cuckoo for cocoa puffs, baby. I've seen it all. Attractive men with money, broke men with money, attractive men with no money, baby. I don't get sidetracked, bitch. There's an end goal, and that's what I'm looking forward to, bitch. There's no sidetracking, and I'm just gonna be dumb and meet it in the middle of nowhere. I don't know nobody. Girl, nobody has any type of tea. Trust me, somebody has the tea. Trust me, it's yeah, the tea is there. Okay. So anyway, that's it, girl. One of my long ass rants, y'all. That's it. Let me see what's up in there. If anybody's up in here, honey. Okay, Kika Chiba, how you doing? Yes, I love the yes. Come on in here. I love ritual tea. Yes, honey. Come on, Debbie. How you doing? King of Sheba. Yes, honey. Debbie said, "Hey, King of Sheba. These pictures always cover the same subject, girl. It's becoming an echo chamber of same old shit. Raymond Buckland and microwave manager. Fuck. You know what's so crazy? We were talking about that today, Debbie. I would never see eggs in that many people's carts, y'all. And when I say this, like I would go to places, girl, let's talk about it. a recovering hoarder, okay, a recovering shopaholic. I need to stop saying hoarder. Shopaholic, a recovering shopaholic. Baby, when I tell you I would go to stores, I would find objects or items that I love, and I would be looking to see if anybody's getting it. So, okay, the price ain't gonna go up no time soon. So, yes, I was looking at people cards. I never saw eggs get bought like that. I never saw milk get bought like that either. Girl, sometimes there'll be milk, hella milk. Girl, you see probably 3 or 4 people in the store buying milk. There were people in the store buying eggs. Ever since this egg bullshit and this milk bullshit has been going on and limiting the eggs, girl, people are stealing eggs. People are egg. They're going egg crazy. And I'm like, people are brainwashed, right? There's some type of frequencies or energies that are being sent out at any given time. And I think that certain people get these energies and it moves them to want to do certain things. And so even going back into this, right, with the egg thing, and this goes into this as well. A lot of these people, it always amazes me, Debbie, how you would have people from Indiana, Oklahoma, Florida, California. I mean, no matter how close California and Nevada is, no matter how close California and Oregon is, no matter how close California and Arizona is, we still have our own swag. We still talk different. We still act different. We still do things differently. Our culture is different, right? And even going into Northern California and Southern California, we have different cultures. So there's subcultures within those cultures, right? The subculture would be there's a Mexican American from Northern California. There's a Asian American from Northern California. There's a Black American from Northern California. But the culture that we all share is that our lingo is the same. We act the same. We walk the same. We talk the same. Like you would know, oh, this person has to be from, the Central Valley. This person has to be from the Bay Area, the East Bay, whatever. We know that. So the same thing with magic. I never understood how a spiritualist from New York could say that she's not connected to any type of group or she's not copying, because they be having Facebook groups and shit, but they're not copying a spiritualist from Alabama if they're discussing the same type of rituals. And it's all about luring in and pulling people in. And that's like you telling me, I'm a one-woman show. I do have people that I connect with time to time that we talk, we chop it up. But as a group, there's no one doing work for me while I'm doing work for you. There's no one helping me do the work to bring in your results. Like I am the face of Madam Merkaba. I am the face of Two Spirit Blogspot.com. I'm also the person behind the work, right? But a lot of people, they be giving me that they're luring people in with a facade of some sort. Because even when I was talking about the guy last night, who gives you he wants to be very kiddish. And of course, people are like, well, sometimes there are spirits that make people childish and kiddish. I can say that about me too. Yeah, I can say that. Geminis are very jovial. They're very, youthful at heart. They're very youthful energetically. Yeah, okay, yeah. Even like 80, 90 years old. Look at the older Geminis, Patti LaBelle. Yeah, they're very spontaneous. They're still spunky, at this old age, right? Because of the air, right? But they still know how to be mature. They still know how to be, like I said, that person in particular is giving me luring of some sort. And it kind of brings me back even into another person who's, I think he's like 38 years old now, and he dresses like a little boy. And I started looking through his stuff, and allegedly he's not mentally ill, but he has a lot of kids that follow him. And he caters to the kids, the way he dress. And the way he said is that they just so happen to like the same shit he like. But it's giving me very much pedophile. It's giving me very much, I'm gonna give this energy to lure or to hook in younger men, younger gay men. And that's what I see even with this person in particular that I was talking about last night, where I'm like, this is clearly a queen. And I get either, there's a spirit speaking to me, and it's either they have been violated and their innocence were taken from them and they present themselves as a child because of that. And so this man is getting older and he's lost within the sauce and he's having some type of fragmented defragmentation going on, split of something, or he is actually, having this youthful little boy energy. And, I don't know if y'all know people like that. And y'all got any young kids or young nephews. Young little boys are very, they can't sit still. Little boys are very like movie, and their facial expressions, that they like when they talk, they like really let you know that they're talking to you. And I guess that's the masculine sternness that developing in them. So all my nephews, they all did that. When they had to say something to you, they would get girl, not rolling their neck, but the way they start moving their body language, it just make you want to hit their ass. It's like, bitch, you got a smart ass mouth. And they're like, I'm not being smart. I'm just saying, no, you got a smart ass mouth, little boy. And that's what this is giving, right? He's very movie and y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Look up a 4-year-old or 5-year-old having a civilized conversation, girl. They're going to be doing all this moving, jerking and shit. And I'm like, well, I mean, schizophrenia also do that too. So maybe there's some schizophrenic shit going on there too. But either way, it's a lot of fakeness. A lot of people, linking up and shit. They're from Florida, doing Florida magic allegedly. This is what my great grandmama taught me in Florida, right? Florida magic is very different. And then they're linking up with people from Chicago, and mysteriously they all get along. And I'm just like, girl, do you not know there was tribes? And not saying that you can't get along with people outside of your city or state lines, but it's the idea that you guys are practicing magic and you're not coming in and saying, well, over here in Chicago, this is how we practice our type of work. Or over there in Florida, this is how we practice. Like, girl, it's all the same. And then of course you start looking at it and you're like, yeah, they got this from Raymond Buckland, like you said. Yeah, they got this from a whole bunch of other people. Catherine Wrought-Iron. They got this from a lot of people. And it's like, so where is the Florida tea? Where is the Alabama tea? When are we gonna get introduced to the Alabama magic? Because you're amazing, and you're tantalizing, and you're mesmerizing the fools. But those who know, you're not sparking anything. We're just looking like, what is really going on here, right? And then of course they always talk about collect. The spirits are coming to collect. Listen, I mean, we could do a then and now. What are they? What we're approaching 10 years, y'all, since I've been offering work on YouTube. 10 years. I would love for somebody to put together a then and now type of compilation of all these other people, because baby, they're all under 60 years old, right? And 60 is not even old, right? They're all under 60. Do it before and after with everyone. And y'all know what I'm talking about too. The people that was in that group, people that was coming, and they were talking to shit. Do it before and after, and see what it's like when spirits are gnawing at your energy. Oh, this is life. It is life, right? But as a spiritual person, you know how to transmit the energy. You know how to understand that life has its own cycles. Life has its own journey. But these journeys and these cycles does not affect you the same way that it affects the mundane person, because you are trained. You have some type of wisdom in energy. And even going into shamanism, even going into being some type of matrix or matron energy, things come through you. Your ancestors speak through you. Your ancient, whether it is your bloodline or spiritual bloodline, they come to you and they speak through you. So when you're here to teach or to share to people, like you're alleging that you are, things will come up and you can speak to them. You can speak to them and get them out of it. Same thing with yourself. When things come up, you go within. When things come up, you turn off your phone, you shut your fucking door, and you meditate. And this is how things come to you. This is how you get the clarity. Resting and resetting allows things to be clear. It makes things clear. Everything comes to you when you're disconnected and you're well rested. And so this is what people forget. And like I said, going into that, the whole fake shit. I've been told y'all, I've been clocked it. Let's say, girl, girl, emails, D-mails, girl, we should link, and I'll pass. I'm not here to do all that tea. If it blossoms into something authentically. I'm down, but there's a lot of people that are hurt, just like the pastors in the church. They're hurt, and instead of working on themselves first so they can work on others, they're working on others while they're working on themselves. And what ended up happening is they end up spewing their trauma onto other people. So a lot of these pastors who are speaking against homosexuality are actually homosexuals. A lot of these pastors who are preaching about this, that, and this, that, blah, blah, girl, they got shit out there too. I mean, girl, there's shit as girl. Pastors have been exposed, y'all, in the past 10 years. And these are pastors who had, anti-gay congregations. These are pastors who did not care for gay men and gay women and trans men and trans women. They didn't care for that. And then it comes out that all these years they've been living a double life, that they've been having a husband or boyfriend on the side or paying for their transgender love or whatever. So I'm like, this is what we're seeing even in the spiritual community, where they call themselves voodooists, Wiccan, hoodooists, whatever they call themselves on here. Bitch, there's some tea going on, and whatever rhetorics they're speaking about or speaking against, there's something really going on there. And like I said, it's just been exposed. We already talked about it. Okay? We already talked about it. And of course, I'm becoming back to, I told y'all, we need to do this thing before we get into our other tea. Before I get into my other tea, we need to come forward and talk about prosperity and abundance and how conning, scamming, and scheming is not manifesting. Okay? That's called cheating. Bitch, that's called defrauding. And everyone should be upset about it because now we're paying for a lot of the defrauding. A lot of the, fucked up shit that's been going on. Okay? And so that's what we're seeing now. People got $20,000, and I guess they could manifest that from a client. They work with all these orishas and deities and money this and money that. And here's a money ritual. Anybody who taught y'all about money rituals should not have gotten a PPP loan. Because that's not a part of that manifesting, bitch. You put out energy, you get energy back. Bitch, filling out a 10-second questionnaire is not that type of energy we're talking about. You have a service. People need that service. They reach out to get the service and they exchange with you help for you helping yourself. And that's how that works. So you help others, you help yourself. So the fact that you could not have manifested that money on your own, and the fact that before that you won't get the money, just show that you're not really who you say you are. It just show like you're sitting back laughing at sex working spiritualists. You in need and they not. How about that? It just show why you're over here doing all these candle rituals and I put a spell on you. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. And now you're eating up every fucking candle you burnt. Uh-huh. Now you're eating up every fucking parchment paper you burnt. You're choking on the shit. Yeah, that's how that works. Every offering you gave to the spirits, they then fucked you up to where you have to defraud the government, lying and saying that your business lost money. And knowing goddamn well before the motherfucking pandemic, you didn't have no motherfucking LLC and you weren't making money like that. So you didn't take no hardship, bitch, because you didn't make money like that in the beginning. Oh, girl. Three Rivers, okay, loaning. And that's another thing, too. It's actually suspicious when you have people who has had an extensive criminal record for defrauding the government or doing some type of bank fraud through bounced checks or anything of that nature, getting a loan, a large amount, and not paying that loan back, however that works out. It's kind of suspicious and not shocking when they have done that in their past, and yet again, the pandemic comes along and they do the exact same thing. They couldn't work. The work we do, bitch, like, girl, you could do this even on lockdown. As a spiritual advisor, you could do this even on lockdown. I think the pandemic blessed me. I think that I elevated during the pandemic. I think that the pandemic brought things to me that I never thought I would even experience. We're talking about clients wise, we're talking about monetarily wise, and we're talking about the honest way. So the idea that we're working with spirits and we're here to help people, The energy you give out, you get back. So I'm here to help you and I'm helping 100 people. That energy is multiplied times 100. So if I'm already putting in 100 and then 100 people I'm helping, now it's 100 times 100. Bitch, you got that right, bitch. Every mountain is gonna motherfucking fall. You got it right, bitch. Every motherfucking debt is gonna be cleared. You got it right. That every motherfucking T that coming up, that's rising up, will be knocked down. That's how that works. And it takes time. And I remember going back into 2017 when we went out there to Las Vegas, Nevada, because they were attacking the waters out there. And I told y'all that was the what they call it, the pre-show to what is to motherfucking come. And that's why we went over there to do some energetic tea. People over here, ooh, I'm waiting for this work to manifest. Oh, sister, relax. It's going to happen. Just give it some time. Well, here we go. 9 years later, 8 years later, who's actually benefiting from the work? Who actually got the work fucked up? Because remember, it was the money being stopped. Remember, it was the health getting fucked up. Remember that? It was the death spells. It was the words to fuck up my business. I mean, hell, these girls even went as far as to, do what they were doing, make fake reviews shit. Thought I was going to stop some shit too. But little did they know that all these things are seeds being sown and things have blossomed from that, because what God giveth, no man could taketh. What God openeth, no man could shutteth. Bitch, that's what that comes down to. Especially if a bitch is doing it the right way. Especially if a bitch is doing it with harm to none. And that's what I'm even going into as well. During these next 4 years, you guys, I really want to focus on enlightening, uplifting, and allowing people to release heavy energy, because there's some heaviness here. There's some heaviness collectively. But to allow people to reset and to come back to self, because you're getting lost in all of this. You're getting lost in the sauce. I think we've been lost in the sauce. And this is just showing us, if the pandemic didn't show you, this is showing you what they say, 12 years of slavery. We have 4 years of the pandemic. We have 4 years with this person. It may be even 8 years. That's 12 years in total. So 12 years of slavery. You had 12 years. If the first 4 years, the first half of the 12 years didn't show you that, baby, it's about you, building yourself up. Because what they say, the same things that build you up will also break you down. And the things that break you down will also build you up. So we were broken down to ground zero in 2020. A lot of people lost family and friends. A lot of innocent people left supernaturally. Moving forward, more losses to come. But in this process, like I said, you're refining yourself. You're gaining insight of self. You're becoming a stronger person. You're receiving so much clarity. There's so much opportunities. In chaotic times, there's always space and room for growth. And so we cannot be distracted by the naysayers. We cannot be distracted by the propaganda, aka the media. Okay? We have to stay focused on our purpose and why we chose to be here during this time, why we chose to live during this time, regardless of how old we are. What made us choose this timeline? That's what it comes down to. And so, like I said, I'm going to be focusing on that, helping people to retrace, to connect, to let go. And this goes even on a personal level. A lot of people don't understand that relationships should have been cut. Those ties should have been cut. Those invisible shackles should have been cut. And you will be getting the growth that you should be getting. But instead of, letting go of people you should have been let go of, you started clinking down even tighter with them because you felt more, I guess your insecurity started coming up. Your insecurity started rising. They became stronger. And so you started holding on to these people tighter and stronger. And then you're cycling through and saying, damn, in the past year, why has my life been so rough? What exactly am I going through? Why does it feel like every time I turn around, something bad is happening? But you got to look around the people that you're dealing with. Are these people about elevating you? Are they here to support you? Or are they here to wait for you to have that big break and then me? Also, I think that your friends and the people you connect with should reflect back to you the same energy you reflect back to yourself. They should reflect back to you or reflect to you the energy you reflect back to yourself. So if you're treating yourself good, you're loving yourself good, you're honest with yourself, you feel comfortable with yourself, you trust yourself, your friends and the people around you should give the same energy. But if you have to question, or you're like, you know what? I don't like that they took so long to respond. You know what? They hit me up, I'll immediately reach out. It took them a month to reach back out. At that point, that's a sign. Let them go. And that's what God do too. God will show you. Your ancestors will show you. Let them go. Maybe there's more to come. You got so much more in life to achieve. You got so much to do. And people that are supposed to be there are going to come in. But the ones who you have that are not meant to be there, they're creating blockages. And this is why you're not getting that spouse that you're wanting. You're not getting the money that you want. Your health is fucked up. You're not improving financially. There's a lot going on. You're shackled down. And also going into, and I won't get too deep into that, but there's a lot with that too. Girl, they got so many titles on these spirits. They're there to keep you in control. Oh, I'm here to help. And then you actually need the help. They can't help. Mysteriously. That's not how that works. The spirit will always make it to where the people around you can help you first. If you ever claim to have family and friends, sisters and brothers, and when you need help, the first thing you have to do is come out to the general public to get help, more than likely that's God showing you in this situation that the people around you are not really for you. But people don't want to hear that though. But that's not true though, because I've been knowing them for a long time. And I remember when my mama died, they were there for me. And when their mama died, I was there for them. And it's like, yeah, but that's not really, I mean, girl, I'm sure the flower man was there for you too. You know what I mean? I'm sure you were telling your story to the postal office and they were listening to you as well, giving you comfort. That don't mean shit. When the shit really matters, was the person there for you? Were they able to uplift you? You're feeling down and you give them a call. Are they just listening or they're like, whoa, actually trying to shut you down? But these are things that you got to ask yourself. And like I said, I've been there, done that. People call me antisocial. I don't give a fuck. I'm not wasting time with people. Time doesn't help nobody, girl. Time passes by. Girl, we're not going to be sitting here cupcaking and bullshitting when I know you faking and girl, I'm being fake to you. I don't got time for that, girl. I don't like you. I don't like you. But you ain't playing no game. And well, no, girl, I don't like you. I'm sorry. Ma'am, I don't like you. Never liked you. We're never going to be friends. The friendship is over. That's how that is. Bitch, respectfully. We've outgrown our situation and I wish you the best. But I said, no, people be holding on because they be trauma. They be trauma bonding. Oh, I got to hold on to this person. I've been on it for 20 years. Yeah. But in these 20 years, they never talked about you behind your back. They never disliked you for you being you. But these are things that we're all thinking about here. Were they 100% supportive? Maybe you made some decisions they weren't too happy about. Young pregnancy, whatever. Okay, that's minor. But you actually being yourself, and them not fully accepting it, bitch, that's a red flag. Bitch, we're together. I come out to you as being whatever. You reject that. And of course, I'm just talking. And then, bitch, when I'm now transitioning to another level of my life where I really need the support, and you're just like, no, I can't be there. And then mysteriously, when I'm fully developed in this experience, and I don't really need the support on that level, now you try to be that support. No, bitch, where were you when I just started this? Where were you when I had to relocate out of another fucking city? Where was you when I first got married into this new lifestyle? What was you with, what was that with doing all that? Girl, it's like a, what do they call it? Like a deadbeat dad want to get in the kid's life when they become like 17, 18. Bitch, because they grown. You didn't want to be there when the diapers need to be changed. You didn't want to be there when the kids needed food to feed them. You want to be there during recitals and football practice. You don't want to be there when they needed a field trip and they need the extra money, bitch. You don't want to be there then because that was too much for you. But now that they're able to raise themselves, now you want to come around. Trauma, babe. Let me go. Let me go, honey. Pretty Paul said that he was spiritually drained in that moment or drained by energy from by who? Uncle Donald will be coming for his money. Mark my word. Who? I came the eggs, so yes, honey, stealing eggs. Yeah, they looting the stores, honey. Mr. going back into Oshun in the Americas. Did you ever find out the names of the Cherokee Lenape spirits who were after her? So I think I found a South American being connected to her. No. Give me some time, Jay. There's I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot now. You know me, honey, in true mystic fashion. Hello. Okay. I'm doing a lot. Give me a minute and give me. I think I said give me. I think I said give me a. I can't remember when I said, but I think I said give me a couple of days. Yeah, give me some time. I still got to get back to one of these emails, honey, that I received 2 days ago. Still got to get back to it. I did check a lot of my emails today. I did check off, read, replied to a lot of emails. Okay. But yes, honey, time management. Well, give me a couple of days, Jay. Matter of fact, yeah, give me Friday, Saturday. Yes, and we'll go over that. Okay, we'll go over the Oshun avatars. Yes, honey. So yes, y'all. That's pretty much it, honey. I'm gonna take my butt to bed. It is 2:14. What's the difference between witch and sorcerer? Well, I mean, in all honesty, Jay, there's no difference. Tomato, potato. I've never heard anybody say potato. Have you ever heard somebody say tomato? I mean, tomato, potato. Have you ever heard somebody say that? I've never heard anybody say tomato or potato. I always heard potato, tomato. Anyway, I feel like everybody has to have some type of special, title. I was watching someone who made it seem like she was God's gift to people. And I kind of caught her up in a lie. I'm not going to say nobody's name because we feel like I be attacking the people. But when something in my spirit don't like certain people's spirits or energies, I've learned to just accept that and keep it pushing. I even try to sometimes go back to try to look and say, well, why do I not like them though? They look like a nice person. They seem like they're a good person. And then there's something in them. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. And I tell y'all, call me the vampire slayer. Call me the demon slayer, bitch. Okay, hello? I have a calling for calling out demonic ass, fake ass, conniving ass, preying on the weak ass people. I don't fuck with people like that in any way, shape, or form. Brother, sister, auntie, uncle, brother, bitch, I don't give a fuck, bitch. There's $1 million top, bitch. Bye. You gotta go. So either way, I was watching this person and they alleged that their grandmama was a shaman. Shaman. Okay, whatever. That's not my business. Whatever. But they were alleged that their grandmom was a shaman, so they're shamans too. And they were explaining to this man that at 3 or 4 years old, mind you, 3 or 4, you cannot say 3 or for sure 4. It's 3 or 4. Baby, that's the whole 12 months. You know what I mean? But I was having a conversation with my grandmother, and she was like, but how is this possible? You're sitting here talking to me like you're a grown-up. And I was like, yes, but I was a baby just sitting on the bed. Baby, 3 or 4 years old is not a baby. I don't know what you're doing at 3 or 4 years old, but I learned how to tie my shoe at 4 years old. I don't know what you're doing at 3 or 4 years old, but I was doing a lot at 3 or 4 years old. That's not a baby, sis. You know how to walk. You know how to talk. You don't know how to talk clearly like that, but you know how to talk. Okay? On top of that, like, I was like, so are you 3 or 4 or you are a baby? So that was a lie for me right there. Then it's, like I almost said, let me check out something. There's 2 things that happen to spiritually inclined people. You don't got to take my word for it. But 2 things happen. That's why we have to stay grounded. And we have to ground ourselves like people that are spiritually in tune, especially readers or interpreters. A lot of times we have experiences and these experiences will overlap each other. So because we already dissect things in our experiences, we will experience things and kind of have like a Mandela effect. Where we'll say, I remember when I was 2 years old, this happened, that happened, this happened, right? And then it's being confirmed. No, you were not 2, you were actually 5. And you're like, oh, that's not I can remember that. Okay, that makes sense. They're like, yeah, I know that. Or vice versa. Sometimes you can remember the detail to a story. Other people cannot remember that detail. And you're like, no, I remember because you said the date out loud. And they're like, oh, you're right. And then you're like thinking like, wait a minute, but maybe it was that day. But they're like, no, you're right because I have it written down here. So you're like, okay. So your memory, we're not gonna say you get forgetful, but your memory will start to overlap and you will start to have spiritual experiences with real life experiences, and you won't be able to determine, the spiritual from the physical, or what was real and what wasn't real. And that's why, like I said, it's important to stay balanced and grounded, right? So you can separate what it is and what it ain't. And so going into that, that's what I think happened, you know, potentially to this person. I'm not saying they lack spirit because clearly, they're a woman, they're an older woman, they're experienced, so they have some type of spirit. But I'm like, well, maybe you don't, maybe just say you had an experience. Just say, I know I was a younger individual and my grandmother was shocked that I was this individual at this particular age and I was able to converse like I was a grown person. But I'm like, yeah, 3 or 4, that's not a babe. That's not a baby babe. Yeah, you could say no, you can read people down, you can let people have it. Okay, you can run at 4. So I'm like, unless you're telling us something that you're not telling us, then I'm like, okay. But anyway, that's with that, honey. Girl, I'm getting my hair braided somehow. I know that's right, honey. She gonna put pink highlights in it. Yes, honey. Yeah, thank you so much, Debbie. You need a set system for your magic. I think so. I think so. I think that everything has to be logged. I think that if you practice something, and this I think of a lot of people, they get it not fucked up, but they feel like things are not coming along the way it should. So, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be done. Just a little gem, a little secret. Okay. Some people call it a grimoire. Some people call it a book of shadows. Some people call it whatever. There's different names, different ways. Every practitioner should have notebooks. And these notebooks should be for different things. So you are doing work for other people. And let's say it's a continuous thing. You should have a notebook entitled Rituals for, let's say, Oshun. Let's say you're doing work on Oshun, right? Not work with Oshun. We're just using this, right? Fictitious person. Oshun. There should be a notebook to say work for Oshun. The whole time while you're doing this working out, and this sort of gets a little complicated for some people, I say everyone is not meant to do work, and that's why people like me are here to help. Everything has to be, you got to watch everything once you set out the energy until it fully manifests, you have to pay attention to what is going on around you. So you should be writing down the date and time that you started to work. Maybe even highlight what you've done in this work, right? I do shorthand writing when it comes to shit like this. Sometimes I even use symbols and stuff, just in case somebody find that shit and say, oh, she was doing work on this, work on that. Yeah, you're not going to know, babe. I can look back and say, okay, that's what I did. Okay. But I also log it with pictures and stuff. So you should write down the date and time that you started your work. You should also note how you were feeling while you were starting this work. Emotionally, psychologically, what was going through your mind? How were you, before you started, what was you feeling? You should also note after you started doing this work. Now, if it's like a mini ritual, 15-minute meditation, something small and short, okay, right there, immediately. After I did my 15 minutes of whatever, I noticed a little bit of tingling in my left hand, right hand, whatever. You're going to write this down because this could be spiritual, or it may not be spiritual. But you're going to write this down. You're going to encounter things throughout this whole time you're doing this work, okay? You're going to encounter things throughout this whole period that you're doing this work. whether they are big or small, whether you are advancing your workings or a beginner. The fact that you started this energetic work, things are starting to shift. It could be shifting slowly, but something is shifting. So you need to pay attention to everyone and everything. How are people talking to you? How are people treating you? What's different about the persons or the energies that you worked on? And this should be noted. Okay. And yeah, it doesn't take this long. It's, 2, 3, 4 minutes. You go to the bathroom, write the shit down. Doing your makeup, doing your hair, write the shit down. You're sitting down on YouTube, write the shit down. Whatever. Anytime something comes up that seems to be out of the norm, and maybe this happens over time, it's spirit saying something to you. And of course, when you write it down, psychologically, or we could say, within your head voice, using your inside head voice, you're going to say, I had this experience, and what exactly does this mean? And then something else is going to happen to answer that question. It never fails. Y'all, I've been doing this work publicly since 2016. I do my work online and I do it in person. You will not believe how many people I've done work with in person where they're like, because I do, I touch bases with them again, like, hey, hey, how was this done? How was that? Blah, blah, blah. But they'll be like, yeah, something was kind of odd. And I don't know if this is spiritual. I should have, should tell you this, but I think the weirdest thing I heard was they had to replace a engine in their car, brand new car. The car was, brand new car. Everything was inspected. Nothing was wrong. And after they started doing work, they had to replace the engine on the car. And I was like, it's one of the weirdest. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely spiritual. And then what ended up happening was there was inheritance. Someone passed away. Money was put up. And they ended up inheriting money. So not only was they able to get a whole nother car, fuck getting another engine, but they were able to do a lot with that. They wanted to start a whole new business. That was the whole purpose of it too. They wanted to start a whole new business. They wanted the business that they have right now to flourish, but they wanted to start a whole nother business to kind of branch out. And that's what happened. And so, of course, you can ask for, harm to none as well. Make sure nothing happens to anybody. And of course, the person who passed away was already, passed away before they start doing the work. Also going into the engine going, out, they had other vehicles. So this was their personal car though. So I'm like, everything happens for a reason. Spirit is telling you that something is shifting. And so this is what you're making, you're making room for it. And even going into like goddess intervention, I kind of go over that with people and, to kind of divide your categories up, how you're feeling, what stood out or what experience you've had while doing this working that kind of made you say, well, wait a minute, what is going on here? There you go. So that's what you do. You should have notebooks galore. And of course, if you're somebody who's like, well, I can't have a notebook because people be around me, carry a backpack. Carry a book bag. Baby, have your notes in there. And like I said, anything, just pay attention to anything. Coworkers, anything that stands out. Okay? Public places, people may approach you and have a conversation with you. Where you're like, wait, what? What's the purpose of that? Let me tell you a true story. And I'm thinking about it right now while we're sitting here talking. And I'm going to be done. I always do protection work, right? And living in the world we live in, there's always chaotic things going on. There's always things happening that could be very chaotic, right? And, you just have to be aware of this energy. And so I started doing something a couple of weeks ago differently in my protection work because I noticed that something would try to slip through the cracks and try to get a bitch together. This is what I noticed, y'all. So two things happen. Okay. So I get to this place and I'm taking time to get out. I was not aware of what was going on in this situation in this particular place, but I was still in my car, checking my messages on the phone, doing my thing. And this woman who was distracted. Ooh, come on in here. This woman who was distracted, I'm getting chills now having this conversation with y'all. because I don't take everything. But this woman who was also distracted pushed a shopping cart right by my door to where I could like barely get out my car. So it didn't dawn on me until after this experience, y'all. But what happened was a truck came bearing through, because before I get out and do my thing, y'all, I'm always kind of going through my head what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to get out my car. I'm going to go in. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to check out. I'm going to come back and do my thing. I really need a power port because my micro USB charger was damaged and I needed to charge up my headphones. So I was like, fuck, let me go in here and get one. So this lady is on the phone and she pushed her shopping cart by my door. And I'm looking like, bitch, how the fuck I'm going to get out my motherfucking car? I'm going to have to roll down my window and push this cart. Long story short, y'all, as she pushes the cart, I watch her go back, like she's walking back to her car. As soon as she made it to her car and shut it, this big ass truck came hauling ass through that parking lot. And this truck hit the car that was next to me. This truck also took off that was next to this car, something on the back. I don't know what they had on the back because, bitch, I was like, bitch, let me get my shit and go. But y'all, like, while this was going on, I was like, why the fuck would this bitch put this car right here? Bitch, like, I really want to run up on there and I said, bitch, fuck you, why you do this? But y'all, after going to this store, I go in and I get the headphones, and this was like a grocery store that also had headphone shit, and I knew this is the easiest place to get in and get out. But as I walked in after this situation had happened, and it didn't dawn on me, I tell you, when things break, energy is being cleared up. So literally, as I'm walking in, the guy is stocking the shelves. He has a kombucha bottle, and it instantly slips out of his hand, and it cracks, and it hits the ground. And when that happened, I started having this play in my head where it was like, girl, the lady who put the shopping cart by your door potentially saved you. Because imagine you getting out of your car before that lady put that shopping cart there. Imagine you actually getting out of your car, walking to the back like you were going to walk to the back. Make sure that everything was cleared away, blah, 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 blah. Shut the thing down back, and that truck would have took you in that whole motherfucking back off, bitch. You would have been on the motherfucking ground, smashed the motherfucking ground, and you wouldn't have the motherfucking cord. So I'm thinking about, like I said, as it's playing all that. Like, it's so crazy how energy always shows up. And when you're asking for something, you shall receive. Seeking, you shall find. Asking, you shall receive. And I believe that. And I believe if you're asking for something that's not coming through, you got to look at the energies around you. And that's what it comes down to. And so I had to share that with y'all because it was like, girl, I was like, damn. So I know my protection is coming through. And that was a physical manifestation of saying, bitch, this is here. Because like I said, this one was on the phone distracted when she was pushing. That's why I was like, well, maybe she's out of it. That's why she put this damn shopping cart right here by my door. But no, that was spirit walking her through. That was the Holy Spirit walking her to push that shopping cart right there by my motherfucking door to slow me in my tracks of getting out. Because like I said, when I realized that the bitch put the shopping cart right there, and I was like, I know this bitch should not just do that. What the fuck did she? Why did she do it? Like, girl, this is prolonging the time to get out my car. And as I looked through the rearview mirror and I saw her, and I still want to roll that window down so bad and say, man, why'd you put this car by my motherfucking door, bitch? I wanted to get a little ghetto, girl. The enemy is the hood, bitch. But anyway, that happened, y'all. And I was just so like, what the fuck? And like I said, it didn't dawn on me. I wasn't thinking, oh, spirit had her to protect me. But when I went into the store and this man was stocking kombucha and the glass juices in there, because bitch, he didn't have to happen at that motherfucking time. Can we talk about it? It could happen at a whole nother motherfucking time. As he was stocking that up, I'm walking in, and this is probably a good 50 feet away from me. And this one bottle, blue, by the way, blue bottle, falls down and break. And I instantly felt energy leave. And I was like, what the fuck? And it just all played for me. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my spirits. So I'm like, baby, it's not because I know how to do magic that this shit happens. It's because I believe in what I do, and I'm also paying attention to what the universe is saying. I'm opening Damn. Okay, I gotta go. Ooh, y'all, the shit that. Listen, let me just keep the bitch plugged in. Listen, y'all. I'll be back. Okay, we'll be back later today. Do a little quick 1 2 1 2. That's it. A quick 1 2 1 2 later. That's it. Okay. A quick 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay. And yeah, y'all. So anyway, love and light. Two spirit blogspot.com. Hey. Hey, get your paws off me, honey. She kicking herself. She kicking all of my damn back and shit. Bitch, stop kicking me, honey. Anyway, y'all. Love and light. Bye for now. We'll be talking later. And two spirit blogspot.com. Oh, Rasta. I haven't forgot. I have not forgot. Rasta. Hello. Okay. Bye for now, y'all. Okay. Spirit said it's time to sleep. Right. Listen, Jay, I've been going to bed real early for the past few days. And I'm like, yesterday I was up a little late and today, but I'm like, no. I could still get up in a decent time. I've been getting up early, like 8 or 9. Um, it's about to be 3, so I'm not gonna push myself to get up at 9, but for sure, uh 9:30. Okay. I might even just still make myself get up at 8 or 9 and just take a nap tomorrow. Take a nap for like 1 or 2. Anyway, bye y'all. Good seeing y'all. Take care. Bye bye.